Italy is experiencing a destination for snowbirds and expats at this time. The dollar continues relatively strong against the euro, and certain corners of Italy are becoming Europe's best bargains. There is that old world charm at an affordable price. Italy could be the place of your future retirement. Hello everybody, this is Ronan Blue, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. This channel is all about how my girlfriend and I achieved financial independence and debt freedom 2 years back since paying off our mortgage. With my newfound freedom, I talk about how we made it happen, the types of passive income we have that anyone could implement, our thoughts of early retirement overseas, personal thoughts, and general financial issues. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our weekly content full of information helping you get to financial independence yourself. Today's topic is on the 8 best reasons to retire to Italy. Just as a disclaimer, the information provided is a general guide and to be used for educational purposes only. Now, Italy has a lot to offer an expat, a high standard of public transport and health systems nationwide, and a reasonable cost of living. It would be ideal for expat families as well. Number 1. Culture in Italy. The rich culture of Italy formed the Western world from the days of Imperial Rome up to the end of the 16th century. Italy today has a population of about 61 million. When we think of the Italian culture, it is commonly associated with art, music, and food. It's also the homeland of the Roman Empire and the Roman Catholic Church. Italy is also home to more than 50% of the world's art treasures and the work of its great composers over the ages. Italians love to celebrate, and each city or region celebrate its own holidays. Italian cuisine is also very famous and admired around the world. Their lives are centered around the family unit and considered the heart of Italian culture. They also have bonds with their neighbors and even have a word for it called paesano. They have the friendliness of the people, their love of the good debate, their appreciation of the moment, and their love of food, wine, and good company. Number 2. Places to live in Italy. Rome. Living in Rome may sound like a fantasy. It's a busy place to live, with all of the cultural and work opportunities there, growing the expat community to live and work in Rome's beautiful historic surroundings. Rome is almost 3,000 years old. There is so much to learn, discover, and love of Europe. The locals here are pretty friendly and social. In Rome, they are either chatting with friends over dinner at a restaurant or sipping their drinks at a bar, so plenty of opportunity to socialize here. There are also so many places to go day and night. There's always a festival, a concert, theater, museum, a late night film session, anything you can think of. Sicily. This is the largest island in the Mediterranean and has mild winters and hot summers. It has a simple and laid back atmosphere. There are many towns and villages here, and ruins from ancient Greece are everywhere and well preserved here, and you're constantly reminded of Sicily's fascinating heritage. There's very little industry here, so not many jobs however. Tourism and agriculture account for nearly all the international trade. Tuscany. This region is rich with world heritage and other important cultural and historic sites. It has rolling hills, olive groves, vineyards, and cypress trees. It actually has beautiful beaches that are safe and well maintained, but some charge a fee. Tuscany's coastline is lined with spectacular rock cliffs, ideal for hiking and long walks. The landscape has the classic image of rolling Italian fields, and the forest might be the place for you. Number 3. Food in Italy. Tiramisu. This dessert is a mysterious Italian dish, with several cities and regions claiming its invention. It's dangerously sweet and full of calories. Like gelato, tiramisu comes in all sizes and styles. The traditional have layers of cake and cream, but some restaurants create the tiramisu in ice cream glasses, which feature bulk layers of cream and one thin layer of cake. Pizza Margherita. Traditional Italian pizza is a thin crust similar to baked pita. Different family-owned businesses always has their special sauce, basil and mozzarella cheese. It's not as simple as you might think. There are cheese combinations that you won't believe that make it amazing in taste. Pasta Carbonara. This is a creamy pasta in the States, but the Italians leave the cream out. There's a combination of egg, bacon, romano, and white wine tossed together with rigatoni or spaghetti noodles. It's a must-try while in Italy. Number 4. Things to do in Italy. Gondolas in Venice. There are canals that run through 118 small islands that make up Venice. You'll find stunning architecture everywhere. You can get off the gondolas and walk the cobblestone streets, admiring the art and finding cafes. Gondolas are everywhere, and it's the best way to experience the city of canals. You can learn to pilot the boat yourself, even rowing, while it's standing up. You can paddle yourself to any place you wanted to. Sicily. de Matra. The Sassi cave homes in the Basilicata village of Matera are thought to date back more than 9,000 years. The prehistoric caves were made into living spaces carved directly into a rocky hillside. You can even book a room to sleep in the historic caves, and there are pubs and gift stores you can visit as well. Pompeii. Pompeii is a famous Roman city which was buried under several feet of volcanic ash for nearly 1700 years after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. There are tours of Pompeii that offer an insight into the everyday life of the ancient Roman world. Visitors can walk along the ancient streets to see the remains of bakeries, brothels, and baths. Number 5. Cost of living in Italy. Cost of living varies from place to place. Like most expat destinations, seaside and town center properties are the most expensive. If you're looking to live somewhere peaceful and remote, you can find beautiful old properties at bargain prices. Meals at an inexpensive restaurant would be $19, between $14 and $22 USD. A meal for 2 people at a mid-range restaurant for a 3-course meal would be $61, between $56 and $73 USD. Basic utilities for an apartment would be $151, between $95 and $225 USD per month. The internet would be $31, between $22 and $33 USD. Unless you choose to live in a small town, life in major markets like Rome and Milan can be expensive, especially if you want to live on your own. But 2 important things to remember are: number 1, if you need to work, there will most likely be no work opportunities. Number 2, if you want to work online, the internet connection may not be the best. Make sure you do your due diligence. An apartment 1-bedroom in city center would be $1,150, between $844 and $1,520 USD per month. An apartment 1-bedroom outside of city center would be $785, between $563 and $912 USD per month. An apartment 3 bedrooms in city center would be $2,217, between $1,351 and $2,927 USD per month. An apartment 3 bedrooms outside of city center would be $1,141, between $900 and $1,689 USD per month. The cost of living in Italy is on par with the rest of Europe. Although its economy isn't in the best of shape, its prices haven't risen. Those not from Europe may find that prices are a bit steeper than they're used to. Number 6. Buy property in Italy. Every year there are hundreds of expats that head off to Italy for the good life. A lot of them find that buying property in Italy can be more advantageous than renting. Rental properties in cities like Rome and Milan are at a premium, and even the smallest 1-bedroom apartments are expensive to rent. It's said that the Italian property market can be confusing and complicated, and is set in the cultural ways of the country itself and different from what expats may be familiar with. Some properties, however, may say that expats need to be either EU national or have a valid residence permit if they wish to buy property in Italy. The best first step in buying property in Italy would be in talking with a lawyer in one's home country. It's probably the easiest to get an expert to represent an expat's interests. The person should be able to speak Italian and should be familiar with both Italian and international property law. There are numerous websites that have information on the property market in every region of Italy. You'll be able to understand the property market, average property prices, as well as any taxes or processes that are unique to that region. There are steps explained, such as opening a bank account in person in Italy. All details are outlined for public viewing if you want further details. Too many points to mention here. Number 7. Healthcare in Italy. Italy has a developed healthcare system that is very affordable. Emergency healthcare is available to everyone. There's also full-time healthcare as well, but you'll need to apply for access to the SSN, the national healthcare system, that's about $400 a year per person. Although it does have a good medical system, the country is still under financial pressure, and for many expats in Italy, they take that peace of mind of getting private health insurance. It could sometimes be a legal requirement as well, depending on your circumstance. If you're also looking for an English-speaking doctor in Italy's main cities, the local US, UK, or Australian embassies often publish an online list of English-speaking doctors. Younger physicians usually speak quite good English, as many have studied abroad or often attended international conferences. Older doctors in small towns tend to only speak Italian. In any emergency, Italy's SSN considers emergency care as a right and available to anyone in Italy, whether or not they are registered in the national system. Number 8. How to live in Italy. The Italian government is looking to repopulate the southern Italian regions and are inviting both national and international retirees to settle tax-free for 10 years. So not only will you not be bothered by the tax collector, there's also the low cost of living and higher quality of life. The new budget law passed that provides for a tax break for foreigners wishing to retire to southern Italy as part as an effort to boost the economy in these regions. The lack of jobs in this region doesn't seem to be a problem for retirees because most aren't looking for a job. They're looking to target and attract at least 60,000 pensioners. The tax break consists in one income flat tax of 7% for the first 5 years to be applied to all non-Italian income sources. Pensions, annuities, investment dividends, and capital gains. Also, if you buy a house in Italy where you plan to reside, there is no property tax on your first home. Now, Americans could visit Italy for up to 90 days with no special visa, and permission to live there longer term requires proof of sufficient independent income. So this means that an Italian elective residence visa is required. Applicants must prove that they have stable and adequate income and assets to live in Italy. No minimum is stated, and individuals are evaluated on a case-by-case basis. Your current income does not count, and this visa does not permit you to take a job in Italy. The required documents include proof of income and assets, proof of leased or owned home in Italy, proof of overseas health insurance covering 100% of all medical expenses, and even a confirmed flight reservation. The visa is for 365 days, but it could be renewed yearly at a state police headquarters while in Italy if one wishes to stay longer. Income requirements are apparently not that high. Full health insurance is required, and you can actually buy into the Italian national health care system. Now, living in Italy is about perspective, and some arriving with high expectations will likely be disappointed. It needs to be understood that Italy has its faults like any other large, busy, and heavily populated country. Italians are also very social. While they are out for a very late dinner or going for a stroll down the main street, Italians are usually not home. But keep in mind that very few Italians are fluent in English. City dwellers are more accustomed to tourists, but in some towns there may be no English speakers for kilometers. It's also a little dirty in some cities as well. Fair to expect in century-old cities, but Italy does have a real problem with grime. It's a combination of age, overcrowding, and an inefficient approach to proper garbage disposal. Many people also live with their families as well, because good housing is hard to come by. Most of Italy's apartment blocks were built in the 1960s and 1970s from the same gray concrete mold. There are amazing supermarkets in Italy as well. Even the smallest supermarkets have a wide selection of fruit, vegetables, meat, and cheese. Certain products are also much cheaper than the US. The quality of produce is also excellent because of strict food laws in place. Italian driving culture can be aggressive, and drivers often go over the speed limit. Many expats also find that road rules to be confusing, and roads are often congested. Finding a job in Italy isn't very easy. There's high unemployment, and Italy's economy has seen better days. But despite some of the cons mentioned, Italy has been ranked 11th in the world for International Living List of best places to retire in 2018. But if you could afford to retire in the United States, you can likely afford to retire in comparable style in most places in Italy. But if you require a job, it's not going to be easy to pick up a part-time job in Italy. But with the current exchange rate for Americans with retirement savings or income in US dollars compared to the euro, together with the troubled Italian economy, have made it a relatively affordable place to live. Well, tell me what you think of the 8 best reasons to retire to Italy in the comment section below. If you like this vlog, please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell for more of my coming content here. Thank you for watching my vlog. I hope you have a great day and see you soon.